¿Qué pasa, campeones? We are live, the first episode of Churros of 2026. And yes, indeed, are we at the cusp of the first Clasico of the year? That is the question for today because Barca, we did our homework last night, serving up the Basques with a little manita. But tonight, in just less than 2 hours' time, is the Madrileño derby once again taking place over in the Middle East, in Saudi Arabia, in Jeddah. Will we have a Clasico? Let's ask the man himself.
We'll see.
Thanks, Kiyan, for already giving us a spot. That was a rhetorical question, man.
You asked the man himself. Am I not the man? Who was supposed to answer it?
It was you, but it wasn't for you to spoil it before the intro. God.
Oh shit! Sorry to all the people who logged off because they got their answer. Apologies for spoiling it. I have no idea. You and I were talking off air before, and we're trying to figure out how do we squeeze in a free podcast and a Clasico preview. And my initial thought was, what Clasico final preview? How do we know we're going to get a Clasico preview? Have you seen Real Madrid's season so far? You think we're going to get a Clasico preview? But of course, that is something that I would hope for. If we beat Atletico, that's a huge step. I think Atletico is the more difficult of the two, if you ask me. But it's a tough task. No Kiyan. And we got a big game starting in, this is good. I think the fact that we're recording now is good for almost everybody because it's killing time. It's a long day. Madridistas, this day is going by slow, waiting for tonight's game. Culés, this day is going long because you guys are trying to sit down for the hate watch with your popcorn. So this helps bridge time for both sets of fans. A little treat here for you guys who are just trying to kill time. Welcome. First churros of 2026. Happy New Year.
First one, baby.
Any
Happy
small
New
talk
Year to
we
you
want
too.
to talk about? How was the New Year?
You know what? The Christmas holiday and overall, I have to say, was up there with probably one of the best ones in recent years.
Okay.
Minimum family drama. We got to see everyone, and like I said, it went flawless, I would say. Normally, there's always, I don't know about your families, but whenever we get together, there's always that moment where it's like you just want to have your own space again, and you're like kind of dying to get back to, your own space. But I have to say, this year it was quite the opposite. We were all lovey-dovey, all happy to be there. I guess I should
Wow.
also say that, we kind of reunite from all over the world. So I have my family in the US and Amsterdam and Switzerland and us from Spain. So it's rare that we all get the occasion to join and see each other. So we did this year, and yeah, it was great, man. I have to say, it was really, really nice. What about
As
yours?
happy, well, mine was
Mm.
fantastic as well. And as happy as I am for you, and I would love to do a deep dive and unpack your holidays. We got limited time,
Let's
and
not.
I don't even know where to start, man. We haven't
I know.
recorded since it was before Christmas. I think we had our last episode.
Yes.
So I think
Yes.
if I am just running through it, and correct me if I'm wrong, the things that we missed, like that happened after we recorded. I think Real Madrid had their final game against Sevilla, which was a win but a horrible performance. Um,
The big
Barca
win
had
against
a couple
Betis.
games. Yeah, we had a good win against Betis where things actually started to look like, kind
I
of
mean, come
chat the
on,
ball a
like
little bit.
that is the thing. Like I am surprised, and not just by your initial take, like your initial feedback as to whether or not we're gonna have a Super Copa Clasico again, and you were quite, let's say, reluctant, or you flat out, actually, I should say, you straight out denied it. You don't believe that we will have a Clasico over the weekend, and I get that notion not just from you, but also from the I guess, fan base or press in general, given the lack of sort of talking points or publicity that it's given. I feel like in other years there was more of a build up towards a potential Clasico at least taking place. And off of the back of the win against Betis, which I tuned in for and I thought was very, I mean, you talk about a freaking starting the year out with a bang and a moral booster. I mean, all of your filial, all of your homegrown players got on the score sheets and even a hat trick for Gonzalo. So, what is why the pessimistic state?
Because we are not on your side of the
That
bracket.
is no cakewalk. I mean, they're
Yeah. Are you with me?
yes, sir.
Okay. The reason is because we don't have to play Athletic fucking Bilbao with the referee helping us beating that poor team who might as well not.
What referee helping? Oh man, 5 minutes in, and this dude is already pulling out the referee card. Let it be known. Let it be known.
Real
Wow,
real
wow,
talk, real talk.
wow. You
Atletico are just almost a difficult matchup for us. Anything that's not Europe. And we know that we would love to be sitting here and doing an early preview of the Clasico final, but it would be irresponsible to do that when you have a very, very difficult opponent ahead of you tonight. So
mm.
surely you understand that aspect of it. I mean,
Sure,
this
but
is
I mean, Julian Alvarez, like they're arguably their best two players. Barrios is not playing. Alvarez is been a no show really. So if anything, now it's yours for the taking. No, what did you say?
if anything, we had this exact conversation before we lost to them 5-2 in September. Oh, Antoine Griezmann hasn't scored in 22 games. Guess who scored his first goal in 22 games? Antoine Griezmann against us.
I don't.
Atletico are shit this year. They lost against Liverpool. Espanyol, they can't beat Alaves. They can't beat Elche. Bang, 5-2.
I don't know
They,
about that. I don't know
they,
about Griezmann shout, but okay, I'll take it.
who hates us more, you guys or Atletico?
I think I don't know. Right now, you yourselves hate Madrid more. I feel there's so much
It's a
self-deprecating
it's a
talk.
love hate relationship.
Oh my goodness. Well, look, I wasn't really that fussed to tune in. I am very intrigued and excited for this matchup now, given all the pessimistic state of mind. Again, it surprises me because the year started out so well for Madrid, and
It
I
did.
thought that the Gonzalo exhibition and the hat trick and all that other good stuff would have lifted the spirits ahead of this semifinal, man. Yeah, for sure.
No, it does. I mean, I think the mood is better than it was even a couple weeks ago. I
Yeah.
think, I mean, Gonzalo was incredible against Betis, and you just hope that he can continue that momentum. This is a big test for him. There is no doubt in saying that playing Atletico is going to be more difficult for him than playing against Betis. Atletico are going to pinpoint him. They're going to bully him. They're going to try to throw him around the box. Going to try to take his space away. And so, you don't have Mbappe there tonight, and you just hope that Gonzalo's heat wave can continue.
But this is what you guys wanted, no? This is what you guys were waiting for all this time for Xavi Alonso to give important minutes to a player that obviously shone over the summer. I think he was the top goal scorer for you in that tournament in the Club World Cup, and now he's off
Top
of the
scorer
back
of
of a
the
hat
entire
trick
tournament.
of the entire tournament. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And now he's off the coming off of the back of a hat trick with an Atletico that, again, I do insist, yes, it's Atletico de Madrid, but yes, they're also less of a team than Real Madrid. And even though the last time you two faced each other, it was a 5-2 win, now it's a Julian Alvarez that is depleted. He's MIA. He's nowhere to be seen. Barrios, who will not be playing. I don't have the full team sheet in front of me, so I don't know exactly who will be available and who won't. But with in the absence of Mbappe, with Gonzalo shooting, firing from all cylinders, and that good performance against, again, unlike you, I don't like to diminish other Spanish sides, so I take that win against Betis as one that is impressive. It was a manita in the end. Why still the pessimistic tone. I want to insist in this question. I want to get an answer. Is it because of the whistles that Vinny got? Is it because of Vinny complaining of Gonzalo getting too much protagonism, not passing in the ball to Xavi Alonso? What is it? What is it?
A lot of it has to do with Real Madrid's defense.
Sure.
I will concede and gladly concede that Real Madrid did look against Betis, and I think a lot of the principles that Xabi Alonso had instilled in Bayer Leverkusen and was trying to instill here started to appear against Betis. We started the game hungry. We started the game taking the game to them. I think we relaxed a bit too much at times, especially after we scored our goals in parentheses with the S. So it wasn't perfect, but there were principles that returned that it was encouraging to see. Obviously, nobody has been hyping up Gonzalo Garcia more than me, so I was really happy to see him perform at the level he did. But Real Madrid's defense is still quite shambolic. Atletico, I think, will be threatening in transition. We have a huge question mark over, Asensio center back partner. Rudiger's not 100%. Hausen is not 100%. We're gonna get one.
I thought Rudiger was out.
He as of this morning he was out, but I think it looks like he is okay. Either way, one of those center backs is going to play, and neither of them are going to be 100% fit. So that's a concerning thing, obviously. You reflect on the way Atletico hurt us last derby. It was a lot on set pieces, a lot on crosses that we couldn't stop. We struggled playing out of the back, and that was a little bit of a symptom of how inexperienced some of those players were playing their first derby, like Hausen, like Carreras. And so you just hope that the team can be compact today. They can. I will say, I think Gonzalo Garcia theoretically solve some of our attacking problems, just in the sense that he's such an unpredictable player. Like, he's so good at moving off the ball, and it's just nice to have that kind of presence in the box. I mean, as you know, how much Barca's attack changes with having like a focal point in the box and without having him. And so to just have that kind of player really helps. You mentioned the Vinny stuff. Obviously, that's one of the things that it still leaves a sour taste in your mouth after that win. He got booed again in that game. I actually think the last two games that he got booed, I actually don't even think he was bad in either of those two games. He wasn't bad against Betis. He wasn't bad. I think I must have been Sevilla that he was booed in, unless I'm misremembering. But I think the Bernabeu has voiced their displeasure with. They do. I mean, I think one of the things that's changed a lot for Vinicius in the past couple months or so has been that the fans have turned on him a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean, I'm underplaying it. I mean, there's been polls in Marca, and as you know better than anyone, who puts those polls out, really, in terms of like, who would you back, Xabi or Vinicius? And 85% of those people pick Xabi. And obviously those polls are skewed. You never know. It could be like a bunch of Kool-Aids voting. Who knows what it actually is. But I do think you can see it in the response of the fans. And I think when you see clips of, you mentioned,
I think Kool-Aids would be voting for Vinny though now at the moment, in all honesty.
I understand why. I think if you brought up that clip of Gonzalo and Vinicius saying Gonzalo doesn't, pass the ball. When I first saw it, I thought to myself saying, that's not true. Like, I'm not a lip reader, but it's impossible that he said that. It's impossible because it's such a ridiculous thing to say. But in the context of that game, with the way Gonzalo was playing, with the irony that it would also carry with it, in that there is literally players making all kinds of runs that you don't pass them to. I mean, Carreras, your left back, is one of those players who makes these tireless runs and never gets the ball. So I just thought, there's no way that's true. I'm not a lip reader. Spanish is not my native tongue. It's not true. There's no way. But it turns out it was a true comment. And so I just look at those things and I'm like, these are the challenges that Xabi Alonso has to deal with, right? And it's going to be difficult for him. And I think it gets actually really interesting when Mbappe does come back. They're going to say if we make the final that they're going to rush him back for the final, which
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
totally against the idea, just
Mm.
because you just know it's
It's
a
a
bad
Super
idea.
Copa.
Yeah, but it's a Super Copa. I mean, I get that there's huge implications. You're playing Barca in the final. It's a big game. I get that, but it's also one game.
Just one game.
It's and
Yeah.
it's and we have so many examples in football history of it just is never a good idea to rush a player back. So just don't do it. There were even talks with Xabi Alonso was saying, Carvajal, is back with the squad. We'll see him like, and just like Carvajal and Mbappe, these names should just be erased from any idea of playing these two games. Just
Mm-hmm.
bring them back when they're ready. So, the point I was actually getting to is I think it actually gets really interesting if when Mbappe does come back and kind of how Xabi Alonso navigates that, because now, mind you, we're recording this before the game. My dream is for Vinicius to shut us all up and have an incredible game tonight with a huge redemption arc, which would be amazing to see. I'm rooting for it. But based on like form, you go look at Rodrigo, you look at Mbappe, you look at Vinny, you look at Jude. Like a lot of these guys are playing really well right now. And so
Mm-hmm.
there's interesting conversations when Mbappe does come back and how Vinny juggles. I mean, Xabi juggles that. Most probably, this scenario is that Gonzalo just gets benched because he's the player who's not going to complain if he gets benched because he's a youth academy product. He has no leverage. He's not an established player. But I do think it makes it easier. And I think one of the blessings of Mbappe being injured is that Gonzalo Garcia had a chance to prove that we can give Mbappe some rest. He doesn't have to play all the time. Like we can put Gonzalo in there and he can put in a job. All three of those goals you saw, Diego, were unbelievable. I can't tell if you're frozen right now or just in awe of what I'm saying. Yeah, he's definitely frozen. Definitely frozen. Diego, whenever Diego comes back, it's too bad. I like where this conversation was going, and I was just about to get into grilling him for some Barca stuff over the holidays. We'll see if he returns. Let me do some interactions with the comments as well. Earlier on when Diego got upset when I said we're not playing against Athletic and we don't have the referees to help us. This is one of the things I was referring to. Rafinha dived to get a free kick, purest dive I've ever seen. They counter 1-0 against Bilbao. Rafinha is an underrated diver. Rafinha is playing at an unbelievable level right now that I would not even. I think he's arguably Barca's best player. I mean, he's helped organize their press. He's putting in relentless work rate. He's been a leader for them. He's scoring some incredible goals. And I think it wasn't just that situation. There were also a couple moments where Athletic were clearly onside, and it was just called prematurely that they were offside. Ultimately, I think Athletic are so bad that it wouldn't have mattered anyway. But it were just things I pointed out. Diego, I was just talking shit about your club until you returned.
Dude, the fact that I tuned back in with you saying that Rafinha is an underrated diver, coming from
No,
somebody
I
who
didn't
is
say that.
racked up.
I didn't say that. That was the comment. I was reading the comment.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, well, let me tell that person coming
Oh
from
yeah, he is.
somebody that enjoys watching Mbappe and Vinny dive on a bi-weekly basis. I would say that's let's just say it's a rich comment to say something like that. And the referee helping out Barca in a 5-0 drubbing over Athletic Club. It surprises me that you're pulling on the referee card this hard. But then again, you're a Madridista. That is what Real Madrid TV do on a bi-weekly basis as well. So maybe the surprise is misplaced, and it's just
You and I both agree that you shouldn't need the referee to beat Athletic, right? He's
the
frozen
order
again.
of the day for finish. Are we freezing?
You're back
I
now.
can see you.
You're back now.
Oh, I was okay. Okay. For me, dude, it was you know, it was a case of there was a really only one team that was willing to play for a spot for the final, and that was Barca. I was surprised with the quality that we showed on the day, given how and I'm going to rewind the tape a little bit and talk about the derby against Espanyol as well, because that was quite the heated affair in a game where we saw exactly why Joan Garcia should, and in my opinion, will always be the number one goalkeeper from now until he decides to move on to another club, or whatever circumstances may arise come the future. But at least for now, he has solidified his spot and justified his transfer as well, for the very decent price of 25 million. But Joan Garcia, what an exhibition that was in the game against Espanyol. And with regards to the first semifinal of the Super Copa, yeah, I am, let's say, surprised, to put it lightly, that the referee card is being pulled by the Madridistas, because there was no question on who was going to win that game. There was only ever one team, and that's the better team, and that was the Blaugranas.
So you and I both agree that Barca didn't need the referee's help to beat Athletic.
Mm-hmm. Of course not. Yeah, of course
Okay,
I agree.
so
I don't see where
it was just
we
I
got
know
the refereeing
that's why
advantage.
I know that's why it didn't matter that the referee gave you guys a
Where
boost,
did
because
where did we
you were
get a
so
boost? Where did we get a boost?
just before Rafinha's goal, there was a non-existent. I don't know if it was Rafinha's goal, but there was a free kick that they called on Rafinha after he dove, and that led to a Barca goal. Athletic had 2 onside called for offside prematurely. But you can't. Why laugh? Why laugh instead of actually talking about
because
it?
you say so? I don't know, but I'll take your word for it. I didn't see that. I didn't see the onsides that were called offside.
How is it that you don't see these things, but you see
what are you telling- No,
any micro detail that goes against your club? You're just like
and you don't.
you're like bringing out charts.
And you don't.
Here we go.
And you
Micro
don't.
detail. Zoom in. This angle. That angle.
Dog so.
But the moment it favors your club, it's
absolutely not. That's ridiculous. Utter nonsense is
man.
being spewed right
This
now.
is why
I
it's
have no
hard to have
club in
these
a meeting.
conversations with
What?
you.
Tell me where.
I
Good.
did.
Well, tell me where. Tell me where.
I did.
Where were the so-called offsides?
There was 2 in the
Or
first half.
non. And why was that proven? Like, is this shown with
Yes.
the lines? Like,
Yes.
oh,
Yes,
these were actual wrong calls. Okay,
Yes.
but the entire press, nobody decided to talk about it, including the Madrid press. So this totally passed me by. I'm sorry. Like, this is social media. Fine. Some things slip by me. No, seriously.
Yeah, because listen to me. This is because your social media algorithm is this Zona Blaugrana.
Okay. Of course, mine.
the
The
Mr.
person that
Clean guy?
actually resides here and listens to all of the radio shows and the TV shows. My algorithm, but not yours. that you live across the pond, my friend. It's me.
Irrelevant.
The problem.
It's 2026. We all have access to the same things.
Of course. And WhatsApp is all that matters these days. Okay.
You know what though? The guy who was in Saudi Arabia at the game,
Yeah.
he was better connected than you are, living all the way in Spain. He has more better resources than you do. So
and
he put him at the top of the list. Put him at the top of the list.
And he still didn't call the offside. He was right there.
Know why. We know why. But it's great. It's let it be known that I actually follow 0 Madridista accounts. 0. 0. You can go on my Twitter following to see who I'm following. I follow you, my staff, and Managing Madrid. That's it.
Thank you for the follow.
Jean Garcia, excellent.
Nonsense.
Oh, you got to go?
No, you're just talking nonsense, like trying to diminish this win and pulling the referee card. It just is beyond me right now. I'm flabbergasted.
Do you want to know the gap between Barcelona and Athletic? It was like if Thanos came and fought my kid. It was disgusting how much better Barca were. But Thanos wouldn't need.
Thank you.
Do you think? But Thanos doesn't need to call offside on my kid if he's through on goal. Like, he doesn't need
I want to see that. I have nothing to say about that.
Thanos doesn't need to dive.
I could say the same thing about Real Madrid on a weekly basis, where the dives happen, frivolously and freely.
Stainless club.
Of course.
Stainless club. morally
Listen to
pure,
me.
ethically
Listen.
superior.
Ay,
By the way,
Kiyan.
it was an excellent Jean Garcia performance against Espanyol. His
Oh
his
man.
his push
Yeah.
on Gerard was fantastic. That
Wasn't that was ingenious.
Yeah, it was. Except if that was called according to the rules, that would have been called off. Just FYI.
No, it wouldn't have. It wouldn't
It
have.
was.
That's not a foul on your own player.
It is.
No,
It is. It is.
it is not.
You can't have that conduct in your own player. Mateo Lahoz, who you've worshipped in the past, came out and
You,
said as much on
me.
Spanish
He's a
TV.
Madridista. How am I going to worship him? He took away a league title for me. I never worshiped Mateo de la Hoz. He's a recognized Madridista, and that took away a league title that he himself admitted. Go on.
All right, let's get back to let's not get into any of the Negreira stuff that happened over the holidays. We got 5 minutes left before your kids come, so why don't we
Okay.
focus on what we want to focus on?
Which is
I guess further
yeah.
Super Cup things.
Listen,
Um,
if you ask me right now, who would I want for the final? Of course, it's Real Madrid.
okay,
Absolutely, hands down. I want the revenge for what happened in the first Clasico of this season. And whenever we can have a possibility to treat ourselves to a Clasico, I think both sets should always blindly take it. So, with all respects to the Colchoneros, you guys are a worthy team, but we want that Clasico badly, because the more the merrier, in my opinion. And like I said, the first one fell to you guys. I feel that now momentums have shifted, and we are in a better position to counter that what you have to throw against us. And crossing my fingers for a Madrid win tonight for sure.
interesting. My counter to that would be I don't think Real Madrid had great momentum heading into the last Clasico, but kind of stepped it up against you guys. I think if they beat Atletico after beating Betis, they would have some momentum. I personally feel, and this is after watching both Barcelona and Real Madrid all season, I don't think I missed a game. I think Barcelona are the easier matchup between the two for us. Atletico are the exact type of team that gives us trouble. And we know that Barca is just going to give us more space to work with. And I think if we beat Atletico, which again is a big if because it's very possible we lose tonight, then I think the Clasico will have good momentum for that final.
When was the last time
And
Madrid lost two consecutive games? Sorry, against Atletico. I mean, I just don't see it happening. I think this is going to be a Madrid win. I'm not saying it like a cakewalk or anything, but I just don't see another repeat of the Atletico performance that we saw in this season in La Liga.
it's also true that they're away from home. I mean, at the
Right.
Metropolitano, they have a different kind of juice. And if you look at their away record, they've only picked up 13 points from a possible 30 away from home this season. And
They're not great.
this is obviously not a pure away game, but it's definitely not the Metropolitano. The other thing I would say is that I'm also a little bit surprised I mean, I get why you would want a Clasico final because it's also better for ratings, for me,
Yes.
for you, for everybody. But from a pure sporting perspective, Atletico have already lost that final. Like their whole purpose. Remember, I told you this. You didn't know this fact that when Atletico was founded, they were founded it's in their mission statement. We are here to serve Barca. We are here to lose to them, to give them our best players, to take their players and salaries that they don't want. So that's a W already. But if it's Real Madrid, at least you're going to get, a challenge. So I'm surprised that you
It's
want it on
it's
the sporting
tiring
level.
having to rebuttal this constantly with the fact that we pay absorbent amounts of money and they pay very little money for the players that are transferred between the two clubs. Hey,
I have
you
never
still
deleted
there?
this. Yeah, I'm here. I just
Oh,
put a picture on the screen. I have never deleted this
oh.
picture. This goes back to one of the most egregious Atletico giving Xavi's Barca a gift and then laughing together in the post-game mix zone. I've kept this picture uploaded to StreamYard, and anytime
Wow.
Atletico versus Barca come up, This is
And that
a
the
reminder.
picture and your rhetoric honor your pettiness every time you can decide to regurgitate it, my friend. So well done, well done.
Look at the
You've earned
smile on
points.
Koke's face after losing
Look at it.
to Barca.
Look at that. Look at that. You've never found this the other way around. So enjoy it. Enjoy it, Madridistas.
All
You are
right, man.
so petty, bro. It's like talking to a child when
Yeah,
you get into this mode.
this is
It really
gaslighting.
is.
This is gaslighting.
No, you are
Don't gaslight
gaslighting.
me.
You're a
Don't gaslight
child.
me. Don't
You're a
gaslight me.
child. You're
This is
an
gaslighting.
absolute child. It's like
Gaslighter.
throwing out
Gaslighter.
the referee card, offsides. Oh
The
man,
irony.
like just
The
admit
irony.
just admit the irony.
irony.
Exactly. The irony of Mbappe and Vinny taking diving lessons on a bi-weekly basis and getting penalties undeservedly. The irony, bro. Oh my
Look,
god.
always
And look,
insulting,
I
always
feel
deflecting.
I am insulting. I am just rebuttaling your fucking insults that you're hurling my way. My man. I hope for a Clasico. I hope for a Clasico, and I hope that we can get on this podcast back over the weekend on our Patreon at patreon.com/Churros y Tácticas so we can continue to spew vomit at each other
Well,
and
if
hurl insults back and forth.
no matter what, we're doing a podcast on Saturday. That's the plan. So if Real Madrid beat Atletico tonight, we're doing a Clasico preview on Saturday. You can access that over on patreon.com/Churros y Tácticas. And if Real Madrid lose tonight, we're still gonna probably do something like a mailbag or something. We're gonna record on
Lovely.
Saturday no matter what. Okay.
There you go.
So patreon.com/Churros y Tácticas. Diego, nice to have you back, man. Happy New Year. Good seeing you. Good talking to you. Good shooting the shit with you. And we'll see you
I
on
will be
Saturday.
back in the studio as well. So I hope that the audio and video came through somewhat okay. And apologies for the technical difficulties, but thanks as always for sticking with us.
It was good. All right. Thank you, buddy. Thanks, guys. Peace out.